Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the Club Continental M17 with Janome. My name is Céline Ross, and I am an educator for Janome Canada. So today we're really starting to think of our project for the holiday season. So velvet is a fabric that is would be will be popular for this season. And the Continental M17 has a special feature. M17 and M8. These are the only two machines who has that floating mode. And this allows us to sew this fabric without leaving, the how should I say, the foot, the foot leaves marks on the velvet. So with the floating mode, there'll be no problem. Also, while I was making this little bag, I said, oh, I need buttonholes. So I'm going to show you how to make buttonholes, perfect buttonhole on velvet. Okay, so I'll turn the camera. Okay, and here's the machine. Okay, so I guess you saw, in the picture. This is not finished, the ribbon here. I just took them together. I need to finish this, but I wanted to show you this velvet. So first of all, there's many different velvet, and today I'm not talking about corduroy or cotton velvet. I'm talking about, you see how fluid this is, how soft it is, and how it moves. So I'm talking about very nice. This one is rayon. I guess it's the same word in English and in French. Okay, rayon fabric and rayon velvet or silk. So something soft and should I say delicate? Yes, it's delicate. You see, yeah, here's a few sample here. So this velvet is printed. This one is printed, okay, and you see they're printed, but still you see it's a high quality velvet. And maybe you're more familiar with this kind of velvet. So this is not easy to sew. Okay, so oh, I'm okay. Okay, so it's sliding. And when you touch velvet, you have to be careful the way you cut it. Always the soft part towards the end of the towards the bottom, not on the other side, because you'll feel it's not as soft as the right side of sewing it. Okay, so sewing this, and see, here is a leftover for one of my dress. What are you going to do with a little piece like this? You're a sewer, huh? So we don't we save every piece. First of all, this is costly, huh? So we save every piece and we make something else. Maybe a little purse, maybe a bag, maybe a hat, maybe a decoration. But at least we have to know how to work with this fabric. So this one is done. It was really easy. So I had a long strip of fabric, and this velvet is like a crinkle. I hope I'm saying okay, crinkle. Okay. So I see Facebook user. Good afternoon, Céline. Who's that? There's no name. I just see fabric Facebook user. So please write your name. Okay, I'm curious. Okay, so you see, it's a type of this one is not printed. This one is printed. And you see, I feel, because I'm touching the fabric, so I feel that little gold, it's like thicker than the fabric. But again, you have to be careful. And there's many ways you can use your little remnant. Okay, so how do you sew this? Straight stitch, of course. But previously, what I did is my leftover, I went and I serged it all the way around. Yeah, like this, you see very well. Okay, so so that's it. You see it here, but I did it also over here. See, serge it all the way around. Then you can work it. You can work with it. If you don't serge it or finish it any way you want, a way you want. Look, you don't want to work with that. It's all these things. So I suggest to serge, square it, or a nice rectangle. In this case, it was a long rectangle left over. And so with the rectangle, I just need to fold it. You see at the bottom, there's no seam. It's just two seams on the side. Okay? But you need, at the end, you need ribbon. Looking for my words. So I need to insert ribbon, which means I need opening on both sides. Not one side, and then you handle this not this way, it looks better. Okay, so it was easy. So I had to sew right sides together and leave a little opening to insert my ribbon in this case, but you still have to sew on both sides. And this is why you need the floating mode. Look at my sides. You see, you don't see the print of the foot. You see, it's perfect on both sides. Okay, and you don't iron. You don't put the iron here. I'll tell you after about the ironing part. Okay, so it was easy. So I sew, bar tack or reverse, skip, make a space, sew. This wasn't done, so sew up to the end on both sides. And my seams, see, it matches perfectly. So even with the mode, floating mode, it is perfect. Okay. Okay. While this one is different, I just did it in French before. So this one here has only one seam because it was a big square. So you see, I have one seam, but if you look all the way around, there's no other seam. So this means, yes, I can leave an opening here. See, this is what I mean. I sew from the bottom to the top. Hold on. And you see, whoops. Do you see better here? Ay, ay, ay. Is it the good one? Yeah. So you see, I did my reverse. I skipped. There's my space. And I did reverse up to the top. Then I can close the top to insert some ribbon. Okay. But on the other side, there's no seam. I did a buttonhole. But to do buttonhole on velvet, there's a special way to do it. You really need the stabilizer, that needle plate stabilizer. Okay, this needle plate stabilizer come with your machine. Like I said, that floating mode is exclusively to M8 and CM17. You cannot buy this. It has to be built with the machine. It's a it's built in the machine. Okay. So what I'm going to do, I want to show you how easy it is to do a buttonhole, which is going to be an opening in velvet. Huh? So you have your foot, okay? You know this is towards the back. You close it completely. You see, I have just a little opening here. And you need your stabilizer plate. And the fabric will be between the foot and the stabilizer plate. So I will attach the foot. Okay. And move the camera. Okay. And I'm going to do a buttonhole on you see, I did one in French at 2 o'clock, but I'll do it again on the leftover because on my fabric, it's already done. I want to bring my fabric underneath the foot right here because I have it's so thin with the static. Okay. And my thread in the thread holder to have a nice tension. So I add interfacing at the back, but how do I write my how do I write the positioning of my buttonhole? So I'm using this fabric. I printed my direction and for embroidery and when I want to target something. I'm using rinse away from Wonderfil. And these are printed sheet. And you see there's glue at the back. The fabric is water-soluble fabric. Not fabric, but I have no nails, but I'm okay. I did it. Okay. So you see, I removed the paper. And let's say I want my buttonhole right here. Okay. Then I'm going to slide this in between those two layers of between my buttonhole and my needle plate stabilizer. And my I hope I'm saying needle plates. I hope I'm saying okay. And I want to make sure that I'm really well positioned. Foot down. I'm going to double check if I'm right on my cross. Me, I see better than you because I'm right in front of it. Okay. And then I'm going to pull down my buttonhole lever. Okay. And on the screen of my machine, I'm choosing buttonhole. Let's say this time I'm going to do well, I don't need something fancy. I'm going to do to use the regular one. Okay. So this is really slippery, this fabric. Huh? So because it's in between my buttonhole foot and my stabilizing plate. Go. It didn't catch my sometimes I feel it doesn't catch my thread underneath, but it did because I didn't do anything. And I let it go. Okay, I asked my machine to cut automatically. I pre-program my machine and I want you to see the result. I'll clip the thread. Okay, look how beautiful and flat my buttonhole is. And this is water soluble stabilizer for embroidery, but for sewing also. So you see, it's just a little bit sticky. I can print it. I print a whole sheet of this design on my. I have two different printer, one with inkjet and the other one is laser, and it goes on both this type of fabric. So I did it here, my buttonholes. See my buttonhole here? And I cut all the way around. I didn't want to wet this, huh? So I cut I don't want to tear because I'm going to damage my stitches. Okay. And okay, then I'm okay here. It's done. I will, so that is, this is something I want to show you. But I want to make sure that I'm telling you something. No, I want to remove this. Okay. You see this here? You see this? The foot, I need nothing, no button, but I have the right opening for a small buttonhole, and it's big enough for my ribbon. It is big enough for my ribbon. I should say big. I don't want to say big. I should say wide enough. Wide enough for my, so you cut in between. And there's nothing is raveling. It's clean. I cut, yeah, I cut it. You see, I cut it. Okay, for my little ribbon eventually. Okay, because this one is really easy to make, but I want to embellish this. I want to add a lining with this fabric. See the match? Huh? So this is cotton and 55% cotton and 45 silk. So this is really appropriate for this fabric. So you make two rectangle the same, but less the fold line here. And then you sew together. So now, what about the floating mode? So I'm moving the camera. Okay. And, oh, can I enlarge it? No, I can't. I don't know how to enlarge with that software. Okay, I try my 2 fingers. It doesn't work on the screen. Okay, so this is finished. Now, floating mode. I want to sew, and I don't want to pin my, I don't want to pin my fabric. I don't want to put pin on my nice velvet, but I can add those little clips. I could use this. And I don't want that foot make a mark on my nice velvet. So I have a little bit of fabric, a little leftover. You always do your test on leftover. Okay. This is what I have. And I'll show you floating mode, how it works. And you know what? To make sure I'm proving you that I'm right, that I don't make a mistake, I will sew on the right side of the fabric. Okay. Now, you have a straight stitch. Floating mode is only on straight stitch. I'm trying. Okay. Straight stitch, foot A. And you have all your information here. This is a needle position. This is the stitch length. This one is the tension. Presser foot, pivot function, single needle, twin needles, feed dogs up or feed dogs down. Okay. And when you use AccuFeed Flex, you have to press this. And floating mode, it's right there. So look at the screen. When I'll press it, everything else is gone. So that means with the floating mode, you can use this only for sewing. The machine knows that is a specific fabric, a delicate fabric. So the machine knows, and she remove everything that you don't need. Okay. So I won't go fast, and I will sew on the right side of the fabric. I want you to realize that I'm not, the foot is not leaving a mark on your nice fabric. And some fabric are more easy to sew than others, and some are more difficult. Velvet is really fussy fabric. You have to be careful, but it's chic. Okay, in the mode. Okay. just do a straight stitch. I'm on a floating mode, and I don't want to go that fast because I want you to see that. So you see the tension, I'll stop. The tension at the back, I feel it. I feel it's not as much as regular sewing, but look at the feeding. Two thicknesses. Look at the feeding without no problem with the feeding. Okay, so try your leftover, and if I want, I can adjust my stitch length or my needle position. So I'll stop, cut, and I have a perfect seam. Okay, perfect seam on any sides. And no mark. You see, there's nothing. It's perfect. Okay, no, the foot didn't leave any marks. So that's floating mode. Only on M17 and M8. You cannot buy this or do an update on your machine. It has to be built in. It is built in those two machines. It came out with this one. I think it's almost 3 years now, the CM17. So it came out with this machine, something new. You know, Janome doesn't stop with new stuff, huh? Okay. So then, do I have time? Yeah. Okay. So then when I finish this, I insert a red, but afterwards I thought about it. I should write my initial. And the CM17 has so many beautiful um, lettering. I'm going to remove this. You see, everything comes back. Now I'm going into embroidery mode. Yes, I want. And I'm going to search for nice lettering. I'm not coming here in AA. I'm coming. Oh, screen is sensitive. I'm coming here. You know, white work. See, A, B, C for Céline. G, H, E, G, Janome. J for Janome. See how beautiful it is? One color only. So imagine I could put a nice big CJ, whatever here. Before I make this, I just thought about it afterwards, you know. So, and one thing, I didn't put any lining, and I like to do my corners because it gives a little bit more room. I didn't add the lining because the fabric it's sliding. It's not rough, it's sliding. But if I embroider this, I want this to be chic. So I would have to add a lining. And where is it? I had, so you see, I would add red lining, red writing. I'll be ready for Christmas, huh? Huh? So I don't want to put cotton on velvet because velvet is a chic fabric, huh? Cotton on inside is not and you see velvet. I'm not sure if I talked to you about it before. This one is printed. They're all printed, but this one is not printed. There's so many kinds. And I have my blue one. So the blue here. See, with a little leftover, what would you do with this? You make yourself just a little purse, and you're good to go. And then it's right here. So then you have to add, to slide in the ribbon. So here's my ribbon. Okay. I use that tool. Probably you know this. Let me just right under my nose. So you see, this is from Clover. Okay. Insert my little ribbon, elastic ribbon. Oops. I need 4 hands. Okay. Inside, close it. Okay. And that's how I used it. So you slide it. You see how nice it is, how the shape. So it goes right in, and you go, and it's flexible. So I had no problem to go all the way around. And I'm going to leave it here. And you see, nothing frays here because it was serged before. Okay. I suggest 3-thread narrow. And then, well, I just did a seam here to hold them together because I want to add something very beautiful on those, not just a seam. Huh? Okay, bon, into place. Perfect. See? Bon. So, hey, look how it is simple to make. You want to go fast, you make it like this. And you want to be haute couture, well, you embroider and you add the lining. And here you add something very nice at the end to hide this because look, you don't want that. So something button or any jewel you can add here. Okay, so we saw a very thin buttonhole. You saw the stabilizer plate. You saw a floated mode. And you know that we can embroider velvet. You will have to cover it with, you know, that film, plastic film for a woven terry cloth. So you do the same thing with your velvet because the fiber is cut. The fiber, see the fiber? If you look at this, this is cut. This is why it's velvet. It is cut. It's a woven, but it's cut. So you have to cover it if you don't want the fiber goes through your embroidery. And last thing, one day you will have to wash this. You will have to wash it. This is what I use. Eucalan. Okay, in English and French. There's small bottles, big bottles, many scents. This, your nice sweater and all your nice fabric. I like this and velvet. I like it because there's no rinse. No rinse at all. Delicate wash. And this is perfect. Of course, you wash it in the sink. You don't you don't put these nice velvet stuff in your washing machine. Okay, so pour warm water, not hot, warm, and they tell you the quantity. You know, in the top here, they pull you, and you just agitate with your hand. You know, just to remove the excess of dust, and if you drop coffee or a drink or whatever, and that's it. No rinse. Then you let it flat and ready for the next party. Okay? Eucalan. So this is lanolin. Lanolin enriched, concentrated. Okay? This one is lavender scent, but there's many different scents. You know what you have to do? You want to see about this? Type Eucalan. Just type this in Google. Google it and that's it. Okay, so I'm turning the camera. Hold on. How do I do this? Camera avant. Okay. Okay, so I'm saying hello to everybody who is watching. Here in Montreal, it's a lot. Oh, maybe I have something here. You mentioned the stabilizer plate only available. No. Stabilizer plate is not only on CM17 and M8. It's available for many machines, but the floating mode is only available on M8 and CM17. The buttonhole and stabilizer plate, Janome has many machines with this. So maybe I speak back. You mentioned the stabilizer plate only available. No. So it's maybe I said it bad, but floating mode only on 2 machines, stabilizer plate on many Janome machine, the IN machine. Huh? Okay, but I have the CM7. It came, yeah, but must be me. Yeah. Okay, I'm so late. We'll have to watch replay. Okay. I could have seen how to embroider. Oh yeah, but 30 minutes, you don't see everything. Watch another. Who is, second time I ask, who is Facebook user? I dislike when somebody hide their name. So in 30 minutes, we show what we can. Huh? So anyway, it's a long weekend here in Montreal. I'll be back next Tuesday for the next live next week. I wish you all a good weekend and see you soon. Bye bye.